There's nothing in the record, which means we might be dealing with something that we know is untampered with.
What if everything we thought we knew about Oak Island was about to be changed forever? For over 230 years, the Money Pit has guarded a mystery that has challenged treasure hunters, historians, and millions of dollars spent on excavations. But now, an astonishing new discovery has left even the seasoned Oak Island team in complete shock. Buried deep beneath the island, they found something no one ever expected to see, and it could be the biggest clue yet in the search for the legendary treasure. Before we reveal what they found, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because we bring you the latest Oak Island discoveries, treasure mysteries, and history's greatest unsolved secrets before anyone else. Now the question is, could this be the breakthrough that finally unlocks Oak Island's greatest secret, or has it revealed an even deeper mystery hidden beneath the surface? In today's video, we'll reveal the newest excavation, break down every major discovery, examine the evidence, explore the strongest theories, and uncover why this discovery has everyone asking the exact same question. Has Oak Island finally surrendered its greatest secret? Just wait until you see what has been found beneath the ground. It's a discovery you absolutely won't want to miss. The western side of Oak Island has suddenly become the island's latest center of mystery. For decades, this section of Oak Island remained mostly ignored, overshadowed by the Money Pit and the swamp, where most search efforts were concentrated. But everything changed with the investigation of Lot 5. What started as a basic excavation around an unusual stone feature has now developed into one of the most significant archaeological discoveries in the history of the Oak Island treasure hunt. Under Rick Lagina's leadership, with metal-detecting expert Gary Drayton using his remarkable instincts to guide the search, the team has spent the past 2 years carefully removing layer after layer of earth at Lot 5. As the excavation continued, the site grew to nearly 3 times its original size. What was once thought to be a single stone feature has now revealed itself as a gigantic foundation, evidence that people once lived and worked here, concealed beneath the surface for centuries. This is no ordinary collection of ruins. Archaeologists, including Laird Niven and Fiona Steele, are systematically uncovering a huge stone complex constructed with a deliberate curved design. Some sections show extremely skilled craftsmanship, while other areas seem much simpler in construction. That difference suggests the structure wasn't built all at once or by one group. Instead, it appears to have been created by several generations of builders working toward the same goal over an extended period of time. The evidence is now guiding the team toward an intriguing possibility that this complex could have served as the headquarters or living quarters for the people responsible for designing and building the legendary Money Pit. Today, the location has officially been designated as a protected archaeological site. Every soil layer is being carefully recorded, so the precise location of every artifact can be preserved. The team isn't merely looking for buried objects, they're reconstructing a forgotten chapter of history that has stayed hidden beneath stone and soil for hundreds of years. The discoveries at Lot 5 are also transforming everything researchers previously believed about Oak Island's history. As Gary Drayton moved his metal detector over freshly excavated piles of earth, he listened closely for a signal that could reveal another important clue about the site's age and purpose. Suddenly, his detector delivered a promising tone. It wasn't the dull, harsh sound typically associated with iron. Instead, it produced the sharp, clean signal of a non-ferrous metal. As Gary often explains, that particular sound usually indicates one of 3 metals: copper, lead, or gold. Everyone gathered as he carefully began digging into the earth. Moments later, a small yet beautifully made copper button appeared from the soil, decorated with an elegant floral pattern in a distinctly English style. Its size indicated it had probably been used as a cuff button or decorative jacket fastener dating from the late 1600s. The artifact was then analyzed by archaeometallurgist Emma Culligan through X-ray fluorescence mapping, a technology that uses focused X-rays to produce a detailed elemental map of an object. The examination confirmed both the remarkable craftsmanship and the historical age of the button. Though tiny, this artifact created a direct connection to an era filled with wealthy gentlemen, political intrigue, and closely protected secrets, the lifetime of Sir William Phipps. For years, Phipps has remained one of the most debated names in Oak Island theories. Now, the evidence linking him to the island seems stronger than ever. Earlier excavations had already discovered iron tools scientifically connected to his 17th century hometown. And this newly found button provides another intriguing piece of that growing connection. So, who exactly was Sir William Phipps? He was a famous English treasure hunter and politician who, in 1687, was commissioned by King James II of England to recover valuables from a sunken Spanish galleon. Historical records show that Phipps and his powerful associate, Captain Andrew Belcher, reportedly returned only part of the recovered treasure to the English crown. According to a theory strongly supported by 32-degree Freemason Scott Clark, Phipps and Belcher secretly moved the remaining Spanish gold and silver to Oak Island, where they supposedly buried it in absolute secrecy. The massive stone complex at Lot 5, together with the finely crafted copper button and previously discovered iron tools, all suggest a wealthy, highly organized operation taking place during the late 17th century. This doesn't look like the careless work of common pirates. Instead, it points toward a mission backed by powerful authorities, or perhaps one that eventually betrayed them. If the button really belonged to Sir William Phipps or someone from his expedition, it places the central figures behind this incredible mystery directly at Lot 5. The mystery became even more intense when Gary Drayton kept scanning the excavated shoreline of Lot 5 and picked up another signal. This time, the team discovered a coin, but not a normal one. It had been deliberately cut. During the 17th and 18th centuries, coins were frequently cut into smaller pieces so they could function as smaller denominations, or to pay sailors and soldiers. At first, everyone thought it could be a piece of Spanish silver connected to the lost Phipps treasure. The coin was quickly sent for analysis using a powerful SkyScan CT scanner, which produced an incredibly detailed 3D X-ray image. As the digital model gradually became clearer, Emma Culligan and the Legina brothers carefully studied every detail. Eventually, faint markings began to appear. To everyone's surprise, it wasn't Spanish at all. The coin was actually an English shilling showing the portrait of King William III, minted sometime during the 1690s. The discovery stunned the team. Even though it wasn't part of the Spanish treasure they had hoped to uncover, its historical importance could have been even greater. It provided strong evidence that English visitors were on Oak Island around the beginning of the 18th century. Oak Island historian Doug Crowell quickly connected the coin to details found in the book Oak Island and Its Treasure. According to that source, British associates of Sir William Phipps secretly made several unsuccessful efforts to recover the treasure after it was allegedly hidden on the island. This single shilling could have been dropped by one of those English searchers during an unsuccessful recovery mission, leaving both the treasure and its secrets untouched for centuries. Piece by piece, the evidence was starting to come together. Earlier analysis of water samples from the money pit had already detected traces of both gold and silver, indicating that precious metals could still be buried underground despite the passage of centuries. The cut English shilling provided another vital clue, showing that powerful people were aware of Oak Island's hidden secret long before modern treasure hunters ever arrived, and that efforts to recover it had already started hundreds of years earlier. While Lot 5 may have revealed what seems to be the working center of the mystery, Oak Island's unusual triangular swamp continued to hide secrets of its own, waiting for the next incredible discovery. For decades, inspired by the pioneering research of the late Fred Nolan, the team has believed that Oak Island swamp was never a naturally formed landscape. Instead, they suspect it was intentionally designed to conceal something of enormous importance beneath its surface. With every fresh discovery, that theory continues to become stronger. Geologist Dr. Ian Spooner's examination of core samples showed that the swamp had been artificially formed using layers of clay lining. Even more fascinating, the evidence suggested heavy human activity dating between 1680 and 1700, exactly the same period associated with Sir William Phips. Then came another incredible breakthrough. Beneath the swamp, the team discovered an ancient cobblestone roadway extending directly into the dark waters. This was obviously no natural formation. It had been deliberately constructed, suggesting it once connected to a particular destination hidden inside the marsh. Nearby, buried beneath the wet soil, the excavation uncovered even more signs of massive engineering. A huge 14F timber deliberately positioned beneath carefully arranged cobblestones. The massive log seemed to function as part of a support platform, providing a stable surface for workers operating inside the unstable swamp. Building anything across such challenging terrain would have demanded extraordinary planning and effort, demonstrating that whoever created this site was determined to accomplish an important mission. The discoveries continued. Researchers also found a wooden object resembling part of a ship's railing. Carbon dating dated the wood between the 700s and 800s AD, indicating the area may have been visited and reused over countless centuries by different groups long before the famous treasure legends ever appeared. At the heart of all this activity sits one of the swamp's biggest mysteries, a circular stone formation the team calls the Eye of the Swamp. The ancient cobblestone roadway leads directly toward this location. Hidden deep beneath the marsh, the stone ring seems to be the focal point of the entire man-made structure. Dr. Spooner's research suggests this area was probably the main objective of those responsible for reshaping the swamp. The team now suspects this may have been the central work area where 17th-century treasure hunters, possibly Sir William Phips and his expedition, performed their most important operations. Then another extraordinary structure appeared from beneath the mud. The excavation uncovered what appeared to be a square underground vault carefully constructed with cut slate, brick walls, and a strong reinforced floor. Everything about its design suggested it had been built to safeguard something valuable. Inside the structure, archaeologists found a heavy iron hook along with what appeared to be a chest handle. Those discoveries immediately brought back one of Oak Island's oldest stories. In 1857, a later island owner, Anthony Graves, reportedly bought supplies using Spanish silver coins that he claimed to have discovered on Oak Island. Could this concealed chamber have been where Graves discovered his mysterious fortune? Or was the vault actually constructed centuries earlier by the original treasure buriers, with Graves simply uncovering what they had left behind? With discoveries like these, the swamp could no longer be ignored as an unusual section of land. It had become a true archaeological treasure, preserving evidence from generations of both those who buried valuables and those who spent centuries attempting to recover them. As more clues appeared, the mystery stretched far beyond the late 1600s. The growing collection of Roman coins, a lead cross traced to 14th century France, and countless medieval artifacts dating back to the 1200s forced the team to reconsider everything they thought they knew about Oak Island. The evidence was no longer pointing solely toward pirates or colonial treasure hunters. Instead, it was opening the door to a much older mystery involving the Knights Templar and possibly explorers who crossed the Atlantic centuries before Columbus. Searching for answers, Marty Lagina and several members of the team journeyed to the northern coast of Newfoundland to visit L'Anse aux Meadows, the only confirmed Viking settlement ever discovered in North America. Their goal was to explore how valuable treasures from Europe could have reached the New World long before Christopher Columbus's famous voyage. The Vikings, historically known as the Norse, were among the most skilled navigators the world has ever known. Around the year 1000 AD, they successfully sailed from Greenland to North America, proving that transatlantic travel was possible centuries before it became widely accepted. The team believes these incredible sailors may hold one of the missing pieces of the Oak Island puzzle. Perhaps they didn't construct the money pit themselves, but they may have had the ships, navigation skills, and experience required to transport another powerful organization across the Atlantic, possibly the Knights Templar. Ancient Norse sagas even describe Viking journeys to Rome where they met with the Pope, placing them in direct contact with the heart of medieval Christianity while also exploring lands across the Western Ocean. Could the Vikings have served as trusted allies, helping the persecuted Knights Templar secretly move sacred relics and priceless treasures to North America after the order was suppressed in 1307? That possibility has become one of the most fascinating theories surrounding Oak Island during their visit to L'Anse Oak Meadows. The team worked with archaeologists and historians to better understand Viking technology and everyday life. One discovery proved particularly important: bog iron, a naturally occurring iron ore that Viking blacksmiths used to create tools and weapons. This finding directly connected to an iron arrowhead previously discovered on Oak Island. Laboratory analysis by Emma Culligan had already revealed that its metal composition matched manufacturing methods used before the year 700. By comparing the arrowhead with bog iron from Newfoundland, researchers hope to establish strong evidence that Norse explorers could have reached Oak Island during the medieval period. The expedition strengthened an increasingly convincing conclusion. The Oak Island mystery is much more than a local legend. It could be the final chapter of a story that stretches across the Atlantic Ocean, connecting Viking voyages, the fall of the Knights Templar, and the secret movement of an extraordinary treasure hidden on a small island off the coast of Nova Scotia. While incredible discoveries continued on the western side of the island and within the swamp, the team's biggest challenge still remained: the legendary Money Pit. Their focus shifted once again to the garden shaft, which they believed could have been an offset access tunnel originally constructed by those who buried the treasure. Working alongside Dumas Contracting, the team carefully reinforced and restored the shaft, hoping it would finally create a safe path toward the mysterious underground target known as the Baby Blob, an area that has repeatedly produced unusually high readings of both gold and silver. As the excavation moved deeper underground, modern engineering finally appeared to be defeating defenses that had protected Oak Island's secrets for centuries. Soon, they discovered a collapsed underground tunnel stretching from the shaft toward the Baby Blob. Every sign indicated they were getting closer than ever before, but Oak Island had another surprise waiting. Just as preparations started for horizontal drilling, a huge surge of seawater suddenly burst into the shaft. Within hours, the excavation was entirely flooded. The team had unknowingly triggered what many believed was Oak Island's legendary flood tunnel system, the same underground defense that has frustrated treasure hunters for more than 2 centuries. Although the flooding brought their operation to an abrupt stop, it also offered one of the strongest pieces of evidence yet that an elaborate man-made protection system could truly exist beneath the island. The legends seemed to be real. The incredible power and speed of the flooding strongly indicated it wasn't a natural occurrence, but part of a carefully designed defense system created centuries ago. Combined with years of groundwater testing, the discovery created an even more convincing picture. Dr. Ian Spooner's testing of water collected from boreholes around the Money Pit had repeatedly detected unusually high concentrations of precious metals. Those findings helped identify a 30x5 oval-shaped zone the team called the Golden Egg, where the gold readings were strongest. To investigate further, they drilled a fresh borehole known as N13 directly into the center of this area, nearly 100 ft below the surface. They encountered signs of what appeared to be a man-made structure. Then something incredible happened. A powerful boom echoed from deep underground. Dr. Spooner believes the sound indicated the collapse of an underground void or tunnel. If that's correct, the collapse may have shifted the underground structure enough to finally reveal the source of the gold. The chemistry, the scientific evidence, and the island's dramatic response all seem to point toward one astonishing conclusion. They could be closer than ever to uncovering the hidden vault. Oak Island is no longer simply an old legend passed down through generations. It has become a battlefield filled with secrets, sacrifice, and perhaps even murder. Could this mystery be one of the greatest cover-ups in history?